Blue Frog in the second match, ICBBL, the PS4 Pariah, the Orc team taking on the luckiest team ever, the Wood Elf team. And I think just type in ICBBL. You can't search for it by coach, you gotta look for the team name.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably a little easier. So put ICBBL in the team name.
Okay, we've got Durrun's team up on the screen there.
Beautiful. Alright, so then, as you can see there, the Blitzer here with the Mighty Blow and Tackle will be a very big piece in today's game against the Wood Elf team, obviously. For all the injuries and 4 guard there, 2 on the Blitzers, 2 on the Black Orcs. I really like how he shaped up his Black Orcs to be the first guys with the guard ability, and then, of course, VGP, the thrower, with the block ability to help against the blitzing War Dancers in case they decide to jump in there and get the ball out. So, as we have seen Durrun play against the Wood Elf team in the last match, Wenteros will actually have a good intel on what Durrun is going to be playing against them and how well he'll be playing against him. And so he's going to be expecting to see 2 guard pieces diagonally from the cage, keeping that thrower very much protected, and then trying to get those injuries out and just driving the ball up the pitch, normal Orc play. What do you guys think of Orc's team here?
I like it. Zunk?
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Another couple of 100 star player points for me.
The thing for me is the Black Orcs, the 2 guard Black Orcs. I wonder whether or not having 1 guard and 1 block would have been quite nice, or having that 1 Black Orc stacked block guard, because he's only got 5 block on the whole team, which actually for a strength team isn't very much. There's no way around this. There's no, I would have done something different, because Orcs only started with 4 skills. The 2 skills on that blitzer are required. I think you're required to have 2 guard on the other 2 blitzers, and I think you've got to have block on the thrower. So you've only really, in my mind, got 2 other skills to play with, and that is, do you put block on the Black Orcs, or do you put guard on the Black Orcs?
Right. Anyone with the guard.
Yeah, and there's no wrong choice here. There's just no wrong choice. I might have hedged a little bit of guard, but only because block, but only because you're playing against Wood Elves and block is probably better. Against the strength team, guards definitely wins out. So who knows?
I think.
Not convinced about block on the throw. Well, especially because we're playing Wood Elves right now, and I know this. You wouldn't know this when you built it at the time. But it's going to probably pay off, because the War Dancers are going to be leaping in and hassling the thrower all the time. But I take your point, Astro.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit mandatory, because the War Dancers and the way that the rounds were shaping up to be, it was likely that Durrun was going to play against 2 Wood Elf teams, and so the block is pretty useful. So let's take a look here at the Wood Elf team. So as you can see here, gonna have the tree man to start, and of course only 1 team reroll, but to make up for that fact, the leader on the thrower, and then the strip ball War Dancer, pretty much obligatory with the tackle War Dancer. But I believe that this team actually began with Frenzy instead of the tackle. But correct me if I'm wrong there. But 2 guard catchers for the double skills whenever he needed it, and then the sure hands catcher, because the Wood Elf team was actually thinking that he was going to be fighting against another Wood Elf team. I think actually Wenteros had played against another Wood Elf team and kind of needed that sure hand, so that is the reason why he picked it up right there.
Gotta go for the tangent real quick and say, Sarah, evening pet, how are you? And Marzum, hello pal, how you doing?
And just a couple of things just to wrap up the Orc team. 2 dice uphill, if you don't have block and your opponent does, you're going to lose the ball 43% of the time with a reroll, so nearly half the time. If, however, you've got block and it's 2 dice uphill, and the only successes are defender stumbles or defender pow, before reroll, you only lose the ball 11% of the time. With a reroll, it's still only 21% of the time. So you've actually got more chance of turning over when you go 2 dice uphill, looking for a stumbles or a pow, than you have of hitting not hitting a skull. So block on the thrower for me was sort of obligatory and just required. You just have to have it. Yeah. I'm, as much as I like Durrun, I'm going to put my hat in the ring and say that the Wood Elves are going to win, because I'm in love with the tackle frenzy war dancer. Anyone who's got frenzy gets my vote. So there we go. I'm going for Wenteros.
He's a good-looking boy, but okay.
Yeah, I actually like that, and I was actually going to point that out beforehand. Is the biggest difference between this Wood Elf team and the last Wood Elf team is that frenzy war dancer, and now Durrun won't have the sides so easily to kind of take advantage of and get his guys grouped up in there, get the cage going in the left or right sides, because you're going to be fearing getting surfed. So that limits the space and limits the field for the Orc team, and that's going to be tough for him. I mean, if the injuries don't come out against the Wood Elf team for the Orc team, then how else can he go around? I mean, he's going to have to depend on side cages, left side movements down the field, potato plays, or something like that. And in the end, I think the Wood Elves does have the little bit of more of advantage there. But as we've seen, I mean, it kind of depends on Nuffle.
I'm with physics. I'm supporting Durrun. I don't necessarily think he's going to win, but he might. But I mean, sod elves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my style.
Of course, in my preliminary prediction, I did say that I liked Durrun because I'm biased. I am being biased.
I'm also going to say I'm supporting Durrun because I've met him and I feel like I've got a personal connection. I do like the Wood Elves. I really like Wood Elves, and that's my inner elf with plus frenzy shining through.
So for our 2-year exhibition game, it's 2,500 Wood Elves against 300 Orcs. Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Yeah. He's just going to get upset when I win.
What, like last time?
What, you mean the last time we played? I did win, remember?
Didn't. I won the moral victory there. I'm invincible.
Oh, dear. Ladies and gents, if you want to check out that game, it is on YouTube, and I'm sure Zunk will link it probably about 20 times during the next 2 hours. So there we have it.
I've lost the link in just a second.
Oh, you lost it? Yeah.
I'll get it back in.
Ah, good. Okay, right. Durrun, are you live? Durrun, can you hear us? Imagine if I've typed his name
Good
in
news,
wrong.
found it again. Hey!
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Best game ever.
Okay, right. I'm sneakily piggybacking into Durrun's stream. I'm going to recommend you guys, if you're interested in watching the game, not only from our casting perspective, but if you want to actually see one of the two coaches playing the game, Durrun is casting the game, and you guys can check it out. If I knew how to do multi-Twitch, we could do a multi-Twitch thing, so you guys could then watch both. Does anyone know how to do a multi-Twitch?
Not I, unfortunately. Otherwise, maybe we have like a 3-way thing going or something.
Gosh.
Well, hey.
Nothing wrong with 3 ways, eh?
Car keys in the fruit bowl after dinner. One thing led to another. Ordered a few drinks.
Huh.
Well, I'm ready now. Come on, lads.
Well, it's not me we're waiting for. We are actually fully waiting for Durrun. He had no respect for our stream. We were completely finished, waiting for him, and then all of a sudden, we've now got to wait. Deary me. I told him to wait until after our Champ Ladder game, not 20 minutes after our Champ Ladder
It's
game.
alright, I'm full time. What do you have for TV, GP?
What do I have for what?
Your last meal. Sorry,
Oh,
Your
okay.
most
Is
recent.
that okay? I had some cereal, so Frosted Flakes.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
Frosties.
Well, it's because I just wake up. Like I wake up really late on the weekends, at around 12 o'clock. So that's my.
That's not that late, to be honest. I see you're 12 o'clock, and I raise you quite a lot later than that, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
normally would be waking up a lot later than that, but I have I have a lady that keeps me awake. Just she wakes me up. So.
She wakes you up? Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, you can't sleep in that long, sir.
Oh.
No obligations.
Ah.
Squares, thank you very much. Squares has just linked the multi thing.
Oh, is that it? Okay. How's that work?
Would everyone like me to do the multi thing? Could I? Is that a thing?
Hello, Satterfield. How you doing, mate? Oh, and Ross is here. Hello, Ross.
Well, I'm already on your channel, so it's not a big deal. You can just do a two-way.
Satterfield, I've not had a curry for nearly 3 weeks.
VGP the sex machine. Yeah, baby.
Now what's happening? Nothing.
It's not live yet. Nothing is the short answer.
But it's time. We're ready.
Yeah, what we could do is we could take just a moment just to advertise our YouTube channel for a second. If you guys haven't seen our YouTube channel.
Guyon speaks French. Manger à trois. What's that? Dinner for 3. Nice.
Dinner for 3? Nice, okay, yes.
Manger à trois. Dinner for 3.
Manger.
Yeah.
Isn't it a menage a trois?
Dinner for 3. It's like
Dinner for 3, is it?
next time you go to Nando's, just order that.
Dinner for 3.
You smile optimistically at the waitress with your most welcoming grin and say, I would like... And there you go.
A menage a trois. Okay, we could do that.
Derek, got one here, wants extra oven chips.
No, they don't talk like that, and they don't just cook them up in the fryer.
Well, they don't cook them in the fryer. That's the whole point. They just microwave them.
Oh dear. VGP, do you have a Nando's near you?
I have no idea what that is. What
You're
is
not
that?
missing out. It's like Chick-fil-A, but without the casual racism, but more expensive. I think that probably nails it pretty much. Oh, game starting.
Ah, there it
Thank God
is.
for that.
Okay, let me get to it myself.
Did someone link the three-way?
Was it racism that Chick-fil-A got done for, or was it anti-Semitism? It was something fairly kind of, you're not going to get away with that this day and age. It was something pretty reprehensible. What was it?
I don't know. Oh, that's really good. That by the way, this multi-stream does work, by the way.
Oh, nice.
So all you need to do is actually to click it, and then you can select any and all streams you want to watch, and it also adds all the channels together as well.
Right. Okay, we've cleared it up. What the chicken place was guilty of? It was homophobia. I knew it was something that it was like, oh lads, you're really not going to get away with that. That's not going to go down well. And
Okay, so then you just click on the thing, and then it links it for you, and you have the multi-twitch, and then you can watch it, huh?
Blimey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you were just watching the audio of this out of context, you'd be riveted, wouldn't you?
What about the audio? Does it blend or?
You just press the
you can
thing and then it twitches and then, well, blimey.
You can select which
TV,
audio
yeah.
streams you want, so you can
Oh,
have
smudge
just
hands,
us, just him.
Have you muted me, by the way?
No, we can still hear you.
God.
There we go.
Physic thinks VGP's hosting us because he can hear me twice.
Oh,
no
crap.
extra charge, Physic.
I wasn't
no
supposed to
extra
be
charge.
streaming this game. Oh, sorry.
You were going to stream. Oh,
No. I was gonna record it, not stream it. Hold on.
Okay, so here we go. Orcs are receiving, and he's won the fame, and he's got a free reroll. I'd love to hear from Durrun. The first question I've got for him is why he split his line of scrimmage like that. Because I know if you split your line of scrimmage and you get the Wood Elf team gets a blitz, the tree can then walk forward, and all the elves could pile through the centre. So that was a brave choice.
Very brave choice. I have seen that backfire so many times on me. I actually did that one time against. I think I was playing an all-human tournament, and they got the blitz 3 times straight, and I had the same formation, and I lost it in the end 3-2.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I absolutely got punished.
Oh, didn't get one.
this is one of the most dangerous turns for the Orcs because if the ball pickup goes wrong, or the elves can put on an awful lot of pressure, the cage can get swamped straight away. Both down here, I think.
They will run past around the flanks and try and get down the back, won't they?
Will.
It's very dirty.
Dirty, naughty elves.
Trust them.
Naughty, dirty elves. Everyone loves an elf.
Well, he's got a cage, but I think what the elves will do is just move the tree out the way, perhaps, and run through.
Cut him off.
Or just run around the side, and then screen it. You know what was that game that you were playing?
Humans.
Which one was it? It was, yeah, and you just run past the defence and split the team, and it's a whole nightmare to fix that.
Well, I also think worse than that. If the elf coach does this right, I'm just going to switch this round and show you what. Thank you very much. What we could do with this turn, because this turn could potentially cause an early touchdown. So the first thing I'd do is my blitz target be Crispy Death. Run this guy to here. Run another.
Crispy Death.
Yes. Run another guy to here and then blitz and follow up. Don't care whether they get the knockdown. We'll just be following up to base the ball. And then with 4 more elves, you can have 2 elves here and 2 elves here. And if you have got the spare resource, you can put someone else in this square. What you've done is you have absolutely split these 4 players off, and they can't run through to then lend an assist. And so you've got 4 players against his cage of 5, and you're almost forcing a passing play in turn 2. So if Wenteros performs this split correctly, he really could put the Orcs under a ridiculous amount of pressure. The one final thing on this is the reason you go for this Orc and not this one is because by splitting the Orc this way, he can't run around the top here as easily, and he's going to want to join these elves. So I would definitely be going after this one. Let's see what he does.
Well, with the analysis there and what's happening on the field, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Well, not pleasantly surprised, but pleasant to know that he pretty much followed through on your directions. Almost verbatim.
It's almost spooky, isn't it?
It's almost like Andy knows how to play Blood Bowl. But yes, it's all due to the open space that was given by Durrun. So a huge misgive on the kickoff. I'm not sure why he wanted to give such open space in the middle, but that is going to absolutely get him in a bit of trouble. He's going to find himself extraordinarily uncomfortable.
I think what Wenteros has done, admittedly as described by Andy, the fact that he's double screened it, so even bringing the spare Orcs back and trying to attack the screen, because they're double screened, he's not going to get them all down. So he's in a whole world of hurt. I'm normally in the position of being the Orcs and thinking, I wish this hasn't happened. How did this happen? It all looked fine a moment ago, and now it's all ruined.
He's actually, if I'm going to be hypercritical here, he hasn't actually performed the screen as well as he could have done. And the reason for that is because the direct and easy counter to this is you blitz the War Dancer, don't follow up, so the ball carrier is not based. And you can actually walk the ball sideways at this point. And the 4 Orcs that have been split off can all just walk around the side. And your cage is then reaffirmed over here. Yes, you've lost a lot of ground, but you've not got the ball under a lot of threat. If this wasn't double screened like this, but it was sideways, the screen would be wider, and those 4 Orcs couldn't go around the side. And I think that for me was the difference maker here. I would have liked to have seen the screen wider to stop these 4 Orcs walking into this space here.
Well, nonetheless, it's still going to be extremely uncomfortable for the Orcs. I mean, even if he's able to kind of walk off right there to the left, like you said, it's still a lot of pressure in Durrun's face.
It is.
And he's definitely not out the woods.
I think this is like, it's a good screen, but he could have made it better. And that's all I'm really sort of getting at, was it's a good effort, it's solid, it's someone who's absolutely happy, good with the tactics. I just would have liked to have seen more.
Just like you said right there, it's almost kind of spooky. Left side, or I should say right side for you on the screen there, is going to be helped out by the orcs at the front line, able to get back to the back left, and thrower should be okay.
Did you just say out of the woods a moment ago? Steve
Oh,
Finger,
no.
that was frightfully
Is
witty.
this a bit of English saying that I just don't quite understand?
We have the first removal, first blood to the orcs.
Got one.
He hasn't blitzed the war dancer, which is going to make the cage a bit more
That's
fixy.
gonna be exciting.
Look, VGP can dodge, he can dip, and he can dive.
Well, he's got two choices. It's dodge or hand off.
Uh-oh. That's not dodging.
Woohoo! Why didn't he blitz him? Was it because that elf who's just moved was just flat in the way? Did he have to do that?
No, he went for value, which is very greedy.
Well, you know, he got the KO, he got the dodge, he spent the reroll, but not a big deal. He had 4, so he's good.
It's turned out all right again, hasn't it?
Durrun. He's just a greased pig, really. I mean, you just can't quite catch him.
It's a curious turn of phrase, mate.
And you don't understand out of the woods, but you're allowed a greased pig. Okay.
I heard Her Majesty use it just the other day. It's hotter than a monkey's bum in here, she said.
Okay, Helgen, I'll count to 2 before I say something.
I like greased monkeys.
No, don't. It's a top quality.
Yeah, I like it.
Keep using those. I mean, inventing new terms, I think is a particular feature we've got on the show. I mean, who'd have thought that yanking the pancake would have caught on so well?
Absolutely. I'm going to call out here that I think we can sort of telegraph what the next orc turn is going to be. Sorry, the next wood elf turn is going to be, and that is going to be that he's going to play for the Surf of Oriana the Blitzer using the Frenzy.
Onania?
Yes, that same person, just different saying.
Okay, that one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rex. It's in the pronunciation. I didn't quite articulate properly. Yank the pancake. Yeah. But thanks for checking, Rex. Top proofreading there, mate. Well done.
It is important to yank the pancake where possible.
Sometimes you have to. To new viewers of the show, Rex is really he's like the producer, really. He keeps us straight with things that we've got to remember, and double checks things for errors, that sort of thing.
Tells me off when I'm late, which, to be honest, isn't actually that often.
We can just say tells you off, and the I'm going to be late bit is just understood.
Oh, come on.
That's often what I say whilst waiting for you. Like yesterday.
VGP, would you take the? Would you put the assists in to hit the Black Orc with guard? Just curious.
At the back right there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think having a nice little hit on the Black Orc would be quite nice, and you never know, right? Armor 9 can also break. But I think at the moment, I don't know if he's gonna go for that surf because the Frenzy War Dancer would have 1 more movement allowance afterwards for GFI, and will he be safe afterwards?
Yeah, you could have made him safe, but he isn't playing as though he isn't playing for it.
Yeah,
so it's suggesting he's not going to.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to go for it. He's gonna play positional Blood Bowl. Dark Elf question stream. Okay, great. Dark Elf Blitz and Blodge with AG5. Just level up. Just normal. Is it Leap?
Yeah.
That's not just Swedish, Steve. That's English word as well.
You know what? I'm always against taking Leap because if I wanted a War Dancer, I'd have played Wood Elves, and I think there's something to be said about Dark Elves never becoming like war dancers.
What?
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean Leaf's a good one.
You take that back right now, young sir. He's not. I'm genuinely surprised he hasn't gone for that blitz. It's a free player, and when the lineman next to the tree stands up and you mighty blow the lineman down, you could actually be a player up at this point. So
I'm looking at it from the other way round, and if I'm Durrun right now, I'm just thinking that throw is not long for this world. I'm gonna have that. Oh, he's blocked it off. Oh, well,
Of course, you have to be thinking about the long one, right? I mean, what if?
Going for
Okay,
it.
sure, he might blitz down and surf that blitzer out. He's a pretty good piece here. Oh, it looks like he is gonna do it.
Oh, now the stun's upsetting.
Oh,
Is it-
darn.
So he's got 2 squares of movement left, but it is both GFIs. The problem here is because he dodged the player away. When the Black Hawk hits this, there is only 1 safe square for the War Dancer to go into, and that was that one there. The Black Hawk is absolutely going to be taking a hit here, and he is going to get Mighty Blow tackled next turn.
Indeed. So yeah, that's the thing, right? So blitzing him down, not really protecting the War Dancer. He's likely going to get blitzed by the Mighty Blow tackler, and you could lose a very key piece yourself.
Yeah,
He did have a remaining go for it on the Wood Dancer.
he did, but even if by going in that direction, when the Black Hawk hits the lineman and follows up, you can then hit that War Dancer. It doesn't matter where it goes. He should have gone against the sideline where it was safe, but chose not to.
Wouldn't just ending up being 1 square northwest of where he's currently southeast as you look at it.
On the 4 square.
Oh, you flipped the screen around. No, 1 square northwest as you look at it. So the War Dancer being 1 square northwest of where he currently is. That would have been ideal, wouldn't it?
Well, you go and wedge your guard in there, you can still hit him.
Yeah, fair play. All right. But better than where he currently is.
Better than where he is, yes. I don't like where he is.
I mean, surfing. What's it called? Anania, the blitzer was very tempting. He just didn't get the dice, so could have worked out great.
I feel like for the next skill for the orcs, they should probably take a frenzy just to have a threat themselves of surfing.
Oh, I like the idea of that.
That's a good one.
Frenzy Orcs, who'd have thought it? Never catch on. Andy had a team called the Frenzy Orcs.
I mean, he's got enough
Guess
guard
what they had?
to do it.
Frenzy, and they were orcs.
They were
Right.
good. They were good. That team. You nearly pitch cleared a team of humans, including an ogre and Griff Oberwald.
Oh yeah.
That was one of the best games I've seen you play. That was.
Looks like
That was
he wants to
excellent.
try for a removal on the catcher instead.
Thanks.
The no-go.
I think he's got to retreat slightly backwards, be in front of the thrower here, or come 1 square to the left. I think it's one of those 2 squares.
I do like what Durrun's done with calcium cows. That sacrificial line orc is basically just go mark that forest, and he's I don't want it. Just do it.
Well, he did it in the last game, and he did an okay job of it, right? So put it back on there.
Why have I always got to do it? Shh.
Oh, nice. Love the dice for Durrun right now. And like I said, I did pick him to win this game, so I like that.
Casualty.
And 2 things have happened. A, got one. B, Kano, welcome back, and stunning tack Kanovius.
Ah, Kanoa, nice.
Welcome back, Canorians. Is that what they're called? Is it Canor? Is that what your followers are called?
You
Canorians?
should know this.
I should, but I don't. Ow. And I've got a really sore shoulder.
How'd you get rid of the underscore?
What? Good news, no underscore anymore.
I think Canoe was Canoe underscore. Like,
Oh, that's good.
Well, you know who's got the actual original Zunk in the Twitch login, don't you?
Who?
Canorius.
Me, I just can't remember the password to it.
Wow.
I know, right? It was when we started streaming, and the last time I'd used it was to probably watch Gav Coleman a year before. And I couldn't remember the password. And I tried to do password reset. It wasn't having any of that. And it was like, well, come on, we're starting soon. So, oh, sorry, just do this. And now, of course, this account has got all the, attachments glued onto it, so I can't swap. I wonder if I went to Twitch customer service and said, hi, I've got both these accounts. Any chance you could... Oh, there you go. I mean, the underscore doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, it's truly getting
Him and his paradox ways, right, guys?
Oh, hi, Anshai. Thank you very much.
13 months? Has anybody else done 13 months? That's awesome. Hoanshi, vielen Dank, meine Freunde.
Apparently, I didn't notice it last month. I'm not sure why. Oh, that tree's collecting orcs. That's a good move from him there, I think. I like that.
Well, yeah, it's bad news for Bryder, though. He's not going to be happy. I think he's going to just try and dodge away from that tree. He certainly doesn't stay there.
So orcs are 2 up on the injuries, and that makes his job a whole lot easier. So a few more key injuries, and orcs might just have an easy game the rest of the match here.
Yeah, this is very passive Wood Elf play. Very passive.
Next blitz target for me is Speedster the Catcher. You
just
guys,
your hands.
what do you think?
Oh, God, massively. Actually, no. No, it was not for me. It's the guy pinning the block guard blitzer against the sideline. That'd be this turn's blitz. Oh, hang on a sec. The guard catcher, fastest elf alive. Might be that one now, actually.
Hang on. Calcium Kaz has just been liberated from the tree.
But not for long, he's just going to get right back up and do the job.
Well, you've got the War Dancer stood next to him, so that's a little bit tricky.
Oh, okay.
That's quite an elegant play by Wenteros, because...
Bryder will have to...
given that there's other priorities, the way one could get out of this is that the prone blitzer Bryder blitzes to his feet to hit the War Dancer, but to do that you'd have to stick another orc on the tree to remove the assist. So he's been quite canny there, so he ends up 2 orcs busy rather than 1. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Go on.
Nope.
Oh.
He's fine.
Ah, he's right.
Now I think I'd be tempted to stand
just a flesh wound.
1 square and go and mark the lineman on the left flank.
Oh, look, they are hiring. Look at that. Paradox.
Oh, Kenora, I'd really like to play. What game was it? It was definitely a Paradox interactive game. It was one. What was it called?
Beach volley with Kelly Brook and Natalie Imbruglia. I'd really like to play that.
No, it wasn't that. Oh shit!
No, I really would.
But it wasn't that.
I am certain. I really would.
No, but it's not that game. What is it? No, it wasn't Euro. It was a space game.
Stellaris.
And it had a different. No, it wasn't Stellaris because it wasn't. It's not massively new. It's quite new, but not. It's probably 3-4 years old.
Stellaris is 3 or 4 years old. Oh, Endless Spacker.
No.
Surviving Mars.
It had 3 different factions. The Advent, the Humany Tradey faction, and something else. And I can't remember what it was called.
Wow. I'm surprised that Durrun did that. Why did he dodge away from the sideline like that when the line elf was in huge trouble? He didn't need to do that. He could have freed him in the next round. I mean, I thought this was the whole point of moving his cage over to the left side, and then he decided to dodge him out. And why did he do that? He was going to be okay after.
If it was me, just stay put.
Right, I mean, he was
Yeah.
going to be okay. I'm not sure why he dodged him out, and now he KO'd himself. And that's actually a key piece right there.
It's quite important, yeah.
Physics speculating that it could just be
Sins of a Solar Empire. That's it. Probably not Paradox game, is it?
Souls of a Sinful Empire.
I would almost rather play Stellaris.
Is it Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion?
Souls of a Sinful Empire, Andy.
Oh gosh, why did he do that? That
I
line
don't know.
elf,
That was a.
he would have dodged away from danger because he's in danger of getting served, and so he would have just plain gotten out the way, and then Durrun would have got his guard block piece back. I mean,
Oh, is it not Paradox? Oh, okay. Oh, it's Stardock. Oops.
whoops.
Okay.
Battlestar Galactica. Dirk Benedict.
So Kanoa, you can't sort me out one of them games now. Shit. Oh dear.
Kunor can't even answer you in the chat any longer. He's gone. What is
God,
this? What is this stuff?
Another 4 years ago, but it's a bit shit. Oh, it's ace. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, back to the game. Oh God. I am surprised that that's what happened. It's Wenteros' go, isn't it? So Wenteros hasn't done anything yet. What about putting some pressure on the back of the cage?
Well,
What-
Jinos, the line elf, has got to dodge away from that and probably stick himself around the back.
He could actually get some nice pressure now because now that guard blitzer's away, he could just maybe put some pressure, get some maybe he can try for maybe a 2 red die against the black orc, or even just a 1 die actually with the assist, and then maybe try to blitz the cage. But blitz already being used here over the top against Calcium Cast because he's a little bit more of a threat, right? I mean, honestly, he's holding back this tree.
Were you being slightly sarcastic there? Sure. Oh, hello.
Oh, hey, there we go. Well, brighter.
Calcium Kaz, you are off the hook, old son.
Oh, look at that.
Probably delighted.
Armor 9 holding up. Can you believe that?
To think it.
Oh dear. Now he's got to dodge the line elf that's being based probably sort of first, but I'm a bit concerned that he's going to have War Dancers going to take one to the face.
Maybe, yeah.
Needs to move the tackle guy back at least just out of the way.
Do you think basing the back of the cage was off the agenda just because he's looking, well, I'm down to 9 elves, well, 8 elves plus a rooted tree, and didn't fancy it?
I think Wenteros
Possibly.
I think he's just playing extremely passive at the moment and playing conservative. I don't blame him because it is a single elimination, but at the same time, it's a little bit too passive for my taste.
Yeah, it's probably not how I'd play it, but how I play it doesn't necessarily make it the right way of playing it.
I mean, at this point, he's not.
He asked, what would an Aryan do?
Yeah, what would an Aryan do? He's not in any real danger of anything, and he just needs to hold for 4 more turns. And I mean, the orcs aren't in any real good position to drive it down the pitch yet. So, I mean, if anything, Durrun really needs to blitz that frenzy War Dancer so that he can start to make the cages down the pitch on the left side and be all right.
Oh, I think he wants to. Oh, I mean, also that guard catch is going to get a bunch of the chops from as well.
There we go. He's going to re-roll that. I know it. Yes. Nice hit. Oh, yes. Armor break.
Survived.
But now
I think
you
it's
might
the
wanna...
orcs. You push forward. You've got to push forward here.
Yeah, now
gotta
you
make
might want to...
Stand there because he's in his own way, so he's got to move somewhere.
He's got a bunch of guard players there, and you're not too afraid of the left side now, but...
I'd go northeast and then stick a guard player next to him if it was me. So you pin in the other war dancer and making 2 dice on him when possible.
It looks like Durrun's just going to make for a 6th round drive then instead of the movement. So
Well, no, this is okay too. This is okay too.
there we go. I like that. Base up the Wood Elf team.
You've got 1 dice blitz on the ball here.
That
So,
happens.
hang on. I will turn time will go away, and I'll let you work out how you could do that, because it is there.
Do what?
How can it be done, guys? How can it be done?
Rex is asking, do the Orcs have a bench? They do indeed. They've got Pester Minotaur. Pester Minotaur? Yeah, that's that name. A lone line orc on the bench. And they've got a KO'd guard Blitzer and Arnia as well to come back, hopefully. Physics says, Andy, stop pausing it. Andy, stop pausing it.
I'm looking at stuff.
He's working out the
Yes, but
stratagems.
so's the audience.
Yes,
Stop
but
it's annoying. Yes, but just
Well, so as you can see on the monitor, I'll just let it play out a little bit. Yes, and so the blitz was done over the top on the Black Orc, just to push him back, and so it's gonna be foregoing any Sally on the ball. What do you think of that?
who's Sally?
Why she got hold of your ball?
Sounds like a good night, doesn't it?
The thing with the pauses, by the way, the game does automatically catch up. It just removes the thinking time. The point of the pauses is that you then get to see before the opponent starts doing stuff, and you go like, well, I would do this, and they've gone off in a completely different direction. You get to see what you are looking at before anything's been moved.
All we need now is one of those things where you can draw on the map, and
Oh, that'd be good. We got that in Warhammer Total War as a little add-on. It was originally a mod, but it was so handy that I think we incorporated it in the game. It's very handy. Go here, do this, etc.
thank you, Rex.
And of course, nobody ever used it to draw digging balls on the map ever. That never happened.
Why would anyone draw those when you can draw perfectly fine breasts?
Well, you can do both, but it only lasts the image for a moment. So unless you're really quite quick at drawing, you can't really get the whole thing. Nothing too complicated. Otherwise, you'd be playing on the battlefield that also had the Sistine Chapel roof on it.
That sounds quite fun.
The Orcs need to start moving the ball up. Thrower, of course, only 5 movement allowance, so needs to start moving and start getting down the pitch pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Rex, that is superb. Rex rightly points out, give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Give a man a pen and he will draw penis. George Washington.
Quoted by George Washington. Love it.
Yeah.
Wow. If it goes wrong, do you say dick move?
Huh? Dick move?
No. If the drawing goes wrong, dick move.
Oh no.
Mary Poppins, wasn't it, when she wanted to get the chimney and he was in the way and she goes, Dick, move. He goes, go bloody Mary Poppy. Should I go and make a cup of tea?
No.
Nice.
Got one.
Get another removal. It's gonna be Speedster.
Not anymore.
No, he's known as Slowster. What we gonna? If you're the elves, are you concerned now that your passive play is concerning, or are you happy that the oh dear, that they've only got 2 more turns after this one to get to the end zone?
Both.
Well, considering that's what Wenteros is playing for, I think he has to be somewhat satisfied, except that he's gotten yet another removal, and so I believe the thrower will have a very good chance of getting to the end zone without needing to do anything
So what
crazy.
Dr. Nick is telling us, that when they excavated Pompeii, that they found sort of writing on the walls of the lavatorium of "for a good time, send a scroll to Quintus." Was it that kind of stuff? Times have changed.
You know, this passive play kind of emboldens the offense a little bit, right? I mean, you just kind of think, boy, I could just do what I want, and I don't have to really pay for it. I just stick my thrower right there, and that'll be no worse for wear. Let's look at Armor 9 versus Armor 7, and finally, the numbers work out right.
I think he didn't take the power because he didn't want the elf to have an extra square of movement. I think.
Either that or Durrun misclicked.
Yeah, or a misclick. So the wood elf, the orc thrower really needs to make all 5 squares of movement this turn, in his next turn. So you could now say that potentially, the elf screen, if you're gonna bother to elf screen, now is the turn that the elf screen is a thing, and you need to make sure that the orc thrower can't get to within 7 squares of the edge. So here, I think as long as it's stood in this line here.
Well, the orcs could be thinking about handoff.
They could. So for me, I think a blitz is on either the lineman or the blitzer that's furthest forward, and the block is with the war dancer that's on the other one. It's just a question: how on earth do you put all your players? You've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think you can do it.
Yeah, and the Wood Elves are slightly out of position at the moment, and of course the stunned guard catcher is down, and it's going to be tough for him to put the screen up on this turn. So the Orcs will be able to drive with the ball one more time, but then I think at the 7th round, the Wood Elves should be able to put a nice screen up, and that's when the Orcs are going to be really hurting.
When you say nice screen, you mean something like verdant green with a leaf print pattern on it.
I mean, if anything, Wenteros, what he needs to do is just get his guys into position for the next round and not really worry too much with the screen at this moment.
Yeah, they all need to be behind the ball.
Yeah, they just need to get in front of it and just make sure that they can get in the way in the next round.
Not anymore, Slick. Not anymore.
I'll do. Take the both down. That's fine. Because that means that Black Orc isn't going to go and perform front bits of screen.
This might be a Jeff question, but is Durrun currently playing on a PS4?
No.
So, did he have to buy a PC just for this? Presumably.
No,
Yes.
so any PS4 or Xbox qualifiers were given a key to play in the World Cup. But I believe Durrun already had a key.
A power or a sneaky power? That is a good question. And that's an important question, and I don't know the answer.
But you'd need a PC as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There we go. So left side's open, but again, that frenzy war dancer a huge concern. So I think if I was the Orcs, I would probably just do it anyways. Just blitz down the guy on the left and stick my cage right there on the left side. Sure, somebody might get surfed, but I'll have a good chance of making my touchdown.
Yeah, you've got to make the touchdown, so you've got to make that the sure hands thrower has to go.
Oh, lovely
that's a big hit.
Lovely dice there. Wow. Am I still 2 seconds ahead? I don't think so, right? Because I think earlier you had paused and I was up a little bit.
Oh, it catches up to exactly the same point real quick.
That's good.
Like Andy said, all it does is remove the thinking time. It's just in the moment it's annoying. It doesn't actually take any longer to watch the game.
Okay, good. Because I was actually counting 1, 2 before saying something.
No.
I do that all the time when I'm playing. I'm supposed to.
Yeah, you never do. Yeah.
get excited. Can't help it. We'll make him take back a second. George Washington. Yes, no, George Washington was one of those revolutionary rebel types.
He's still on the field.
George Washington is not, mate. He's been dead for years.
That's good and bad right there.
He's definitely dead, mate. Honest.
I think the Black Orc would have liked to have been in that square right behind that Black Orc that just moved. But now it's really hard to get there.
Yep. This is.
We need to go for it. Yeah.
He's gonna have to go for it just to get to that spot, and
The thrower has to stand minimum level with the blitzer Johnny Derp, the guard guy. Really, Johnny Derp, the thrower needs to be one more ahead, because otherwise a leap in, push back. Oh look, the thrower can't score. Yeah.
yeah.
But now you're relying on Black Orcs making lots of go for it.
Yeah, lots of go for it now.
You still got the guard blitzer to hand off to, and then do a single go for it to reach the end zone. But again, fraught with danger. Because what if he drops it? It's not sometimes happens, right, kids?
If it fails the GFI here too, he's gonna lose out on the reroll. So I mean, no more rerolls. So this is tough. This is a really tough spot now. I mean, it looks so easy on the pitch, but this is not a fun time for Durrun at the moment. He's got the one die on that line elf, but yeah, there we go. He thought about it for a while, and he's like, should I put him there for the 2 die, or should I put this guard Black Orc elsewhere? I'm sure he'll be happy to see a death injury. Now, thus far, no chances here of using the apothecary. Everything has been just a horrible injury for the Wood Elf team, so not activating the apothecary yet.
Dear Mrs. Ginost, I am writing to you with deep regret to inform you of the death of your son, Ginost. He served with honor and distinction and died for his country. Yours sincerely, Lieutenant General All-Piercing Spear.
For me, this is going to sound really controversial. It's War Dancer into Black Orc, 2 dice uphill.
Nice rule in itself, isn't it?
Don't care what the result is. Just please don't be a skull. Follow up hit. Please don't be a skull. Now you've moved the Black Orc out of the way. One of the linemen then can come round, and the other one can then blitz the ball carrier. That's one option. I'd have to run this through Samba, which is what's the best mathematical option? Is it that, or is it straight up? Can I roll a 5+ with a reroll? Because I already know what the maths on a 5+ with a reroll is. The only trade-off you're then considering is what does the pitch position look like, one versus the other.
No, my head hurts now. I can't decide that. I just do it. That's the best.
I think for me, I think I'd go for the 1 die blitz into the 2 red die. And I don't know. I mean, I think you do have a point there with the 2 red die on the Black Orc, and then getting a couple assists and then getting the 2 die on the ball carrier. But the way that Wenteros is playing, I don't see him doing that, to be honest.
No, he's.
What he could have done is you see Farah there, the line elf, has just moved one north of the thrower. If you put him one space to the west, and then
roll that. Oh no! And that's it. Easy touchdown now. I wonder if he's going to use the apple here. Yes, he is. So there we go. Cannot afford to lose your War Dancer, and that's really. This is really becoming such an orc game now. This is perfect. He's forced the apothecary out on the KO as well. And More injuries to come. This is going to be very difficult for the Wood Elves to pull off here.
Steve, so you said it was close. Okay, so run it through. Pitch position wise, which one gives you stronger positioning? Because for me, the second option, where you've taken the negative 2Ds, gives you much stronger positioning because you've got more players involved in the ball and you've pushed the thrower backwards as well.
Blitz coming out, 3 die. Good thing he did so because a couple of skulls came out. And he'll like that. He's going to see yet another KO. And the walk-in touchdown. Hopefully the GFIs don't 1 in 36 him, but at this point, Nuffle loves Durrun.
Don't we all?
I suppose so.
Oh, my Cabal TV's fallen over. Waiting for answer from server.
One more there, Durrun. There we go. I don't know if I do this block here, to be honest.
1 in 27.
I don't know if I'd do this block without block. I know it's tempting.
No, because you've got to make because you've got to use. If you roll a 1 in 27 and then you roll a 1 in 6, that's not very nice. No, I don't like this block.
Don't do it, Durrun. Oh, he's thinking about it.
God, man, just score.
He is thinking about it. Oh, he's doing it. He's like, forget you guys. I love it. He's like, this is the World Cup. I came to play.
And he gets paid.
Nice. And a KO, so. I mean, this is going to be working out quite wonderfully. And VGP does not have slick shoes on. We'll get the score 1-0. And going to hope that a lot of KO guys are going to continue to stay out. One move touchdowns is definitely a thing for Wood Elves, especially with a frenzy player, and that's kind of the reason why you do get the frenzy player, so you can get an easier try at the one move touchdown. But all the KOs appearing like they don't want to come back to play, and I don't blame them because they're facing against a very tough Orc team.
Well, they can see Mrs. Guinness's tears from here as they stream down the bleachers there. So they just basically, opened one eye, had a look around, and thought, no, I'm still concussed.
This looks like a bashy day here, so somebody should tell RTSD that, you know what, your werewolf with claw palm is looking good.
Calcium Kaz drawn the short straw yet again. Go and mark the tree.
Yeah, and I think there's, I think at this point, kind of only a ride can help you out.
What happened last time you said that?
Well, RTSD, I did vote you to win simply because I believe in the Kapam, so.
This is true. It did happen. Hello, mate, by the way. Oh, Andy's turned invisible again. This happens from time to time. There are rumours flying around that he's sold his soul to the devil and he's mastering the dark arts. Either that or he's just gone for a poo. Not sure which.
Hey, Andy, you want to flip the screen for us?
The chair is currently.
Oh, the chair's gone.
The,
He's not.
the
oh,
panel.
well.
No, the chair's still there, but chair's not very responsive when I ask him things. It just sits there. And
Chair, flip switch.
He's so mysterious, isn't he?
Oh.
Chair string, best string, quite right running. High five. Oh, now interestingly, Durrun is using the Zunk patented anti-one-turn touchdown defense here.
Oh, is this patented? Look at this.
Well, yeah. Except when I do it, the orcs are. So you see the second row, the back row there. They're hard up against the middle row. But yes, scrimmage off to one side, and then you defend like this because you've got to rely on pushes, etc.
I like that. I'm
Well, it
surprised
makes
he's not
dense
putting
net.
VGP in there because he's got block and a little bit better than the line work at the moment. I would put the thrower in there.
Toronto thinks this is doable.
Yeah, I mean, the one-turn touchdown is not impossible still.
Well, Tector rightly points out the lack of players alone makes whatever you want to do one-turner, you're just short of people to block squares. So I don't think you can do it.
I believe at the moment there's no real easy way to do this. I think he needs a
quick snap.
He needs a quick snap, or I mean, obviously a right will help him, but
If the catcher had sidestep, you could possibly look to do this, but because it doesn't have sidestep,
yeah,
you can't bounce. You're about 3 players short because you need to bounce him into, the war dancer. So you'd need to fill in all these squares here. So I think you're 4 short.
Why did you say ouch?
yeah, just
Oh, I've twisted my shoulder and it really sore. It's really sore.
Pat yourself on the back again.
Yeah. Yeah, the best way to do this is to play. You got to play for the quick snap or the riot, which when you're looking for multiple different kickoff events, that's possible. And so you put the catcher here, the tree goes where the catcher is, and then when you get the quick snap, you put the war dancer here. You can actually then make a little box of these players here. You can leap over the top, get 2 dice uphill, and the catcher then is in scoring range. So that would be the way to do it. If you're going to go for the quick snap. If you get a riot, of course, then the catcher just comes and stands over here. The war dancers blitz this guy down, and you give the ball and you can score. So riot's great. Quick snap's a little bit more fiddly.
and that pretty much ends all hope for the one-turner.
No bueno.
Yeah. So pick a player you don't like, blitz it. So for me, it's the tackle my blow.
Yep, he is blitzable at the moment.
Can you easily get an assist though?
Yeah, catcher with 2 dodges can get there.
Yeah, good play.
Oh, unless I've missed something.
I don't know.
Don't get it.
Don't see how you get. Oh, hang on.
Oh, I think.
Oh, he's done it. Oh, he would have done it because you go, yeah, he'd done it.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Except, yeah.
Except he didn't.
Except he didn't. But oh yeah, he did find the. So well done, Wenteros.
How would that have worked? You couldn't have got.
The second hit was the thrower, pushes the catcher into scoring range.
Yeah. Well done, Wenteros. Nearly finding the way for the one-turn touchdown, but in the end, the defender stumbles. That did not work out well, but 1-0. And of course, the KOs, wow, are plaguing the Wood Elves, and this is quite bad. This will likely end in a very quick score here for the Wood Elf team. The Orcs, again, may just be able to just grind this one out by the end of the second half, so advantage on the Orc team. They should be able to have a very good time here, and if they get more injuries, then even better.
Yeah. So he's had 7 out of 8 KO rolls haven't come back.
Harsh.
Huge.
Yeah. Game defining, I would say.
That is extremely bad. Cannot believe what he sees right here, the Wood Elf team. Luckily, it's this offensive possession, and he can square it up. But I mean, how much turns are going to be left on the pitch when you do it? That's the kicker.
Yeah, I'm almost certain you have to go. Basically, you set up to score in 2 turns. If you can faff around and hold it out for 1 more turn, great. But
Yeah, and then score it quickly. Try to get the. Hopefully the KOs will come back then, and then you'll be able to play some proper defense. But still down, what, a couple guys due to the big injuries, and you're still 11 on 9. Orcs just needs to get 1 or 2 removals, and then that's such an easy touchdown by the end.
Yeah, this is hard work. The other option is you could argue for not scoring quickly on the basis if you do score quickly, you're probably screwed. So just you may as well lose 1-0 as much as lose 2-1.
Man, I really like how this format has done for. Oh, that's really great for the Wood Elves.
That's good. Yeah, it's good for the Woodies, that.
But I really like how this format has done for the World Cup. I mean, the Wood Elves, they're a pretty strong team, but you have to play pretty precisely, and you almost have to kind of get a little bit lucky, right? Because you can only start with so many rerolls, and you can only really start with 11 personnel, right? And you can't have a bench. So if this kind of happens to you in the game, then it really pulls out all your skill, all of your might into trying to play and win with the Wood Elves.
Oh, hello, Prog. Nice to have you in. He says his Lizards were eliminated from Champions Ladder playoffs by Wood Elves. Well, to be fair, Prog, Lizards, I'm sure you know this, Lizards versus Wood Elves is a pretty rough matchup for the Lizards anyway. What with the Skinks being only strength 2 and War Dancers being strength 3, they're easy to leap in.
Yeah, and of course not a natural thing for Skinks to take sure hands either.
Yep. Hashtag Orcs OP. Possibly Trip.
Oh, that's terrible for
God.
the tree. Oh man. Would have liked to have some more removals from that tree as well to help out, but gonna root on the very first turn.
Do you see Calcium Kaz there lying on the floor? He's just did a little raise of the fist there, and he went, "Yes, I don't have to stand about that anymore."
He's like, I've done it, guys! I've done it!
Just a little thumbs up.
Are you not entertained?
I wonder if maybe he's just gone over and watered it by maybe urinating on it at half time, and it's just sort of made it sunk root.
You just stick a Fison's grow bag down and hope for the best.
Yeah, and this is still not an easy 2-turn touchdown because Orcs we can double protect just about every Wood Elf on the pitch.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's blitz the War Dancer and try and pin him and the receiver catcher to the sideline with multiple Orcs. Would be the not thinking man solution, but I think it would work.
That's a really good solution there. I mean, how many of us would think to blitz the Frenzy War Dancer and not the strip ball one? But
I'd blitz the strip ball one.
Yeah,
And push him and pin him, and then it's not bulletproof. You can always get elfed, but you can make him dodge a couple of a 5-4 plus, couple of 4+.
Unfortunately, the blitzer with the mighty blow and tackler, he was not really centered, and so won't be able to get the blitz off with him.
Yeah, there you go. I'll leave you all slightly. That's as a full screen view of what's going on.
Blitz
Where are you going?
coming out.
I'm not going anywhere. I was just saying we've left him a full screen view.
Should stick all the guard personnel. Yes, right there. And
Yeah. Next question is, how far can a thrower throw the ball? And the answer is
13
11.
square.
Yeah, is it 13 squares? I think you can throw it a half.
13 square.
you should do that.
But for that thrower, a 13 square, a long bomb would be what, 5+? With pass.
So it's 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. Yeah, 5s on the longest pass
I'm
banding.
a bit surprised.
Get
he
me,
didn't.
eh? Hey, get me!
So he's gonna let his blitzer get surfed or something? I guess so.
Or you could pass it.
The guard catcher.
Doing work. Straight forward. Please tell me you're going to push this straight forward. Because the best solution here is 4s into 4s, which is thrower can throw the ball to the... Oh.
Well,
Throw it to that war dancer.
there goes that one. Oh, gonna get a little bit 1-9 there.
All over.
Oh, that's it.
Done.
Oh, that's it. Wow, that's it. Wood elves are gonna find themselves short a war dancer with strip ball due to the blitz and the surf. And
Just trying to work out if you can get
another
all 3.
guard
And just
catcher.
momentarily, Dark Omen, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the program.
Wow. That's that. That's one there.
Should have done the war dancer first.
Yeah, I should have blitzed the war dancer, but hey, at this point,
Oh, okay. By following up, that's okay.
yeah, he could still close it up there. And probably should have just blitzed with the Black Orc standing up, but I guess.
Temptation's just to hit in here and knock him out.
Oh, nice hit. You can actually foul that war dancer now.
That's the other one. Well, Bernie and Calcium Cows are just both lining up here, aren't
And
they?
of course, the best play here is just blitz the strip ball and not even blitz the ball carrier. I mean, it's there, but I mean, who cares? There we go.
Touch that. Oh, the crowd again.
look at
This
this.
crowd are brutal.
And he should
like
be able to get this foul afterwards. This is just so easy now.
Is this the same crowd as we're watching your game that we played before? Because I'm having the same results. They're on fire today.
Is this? He's gonna go foul the line elf?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's just going to see the Black Orc run forward as well. Probably.
Looks like he's just playing positional. I like this actually because the guy with the ball carrier, he has no choice but to try to move that ball up. So right side, that's the only place he can kind of go.
Oh, and it's working.
It is absolutely just hammer blow after hammer blow.
The military precision from the Orcs here.
Durrun is going to be casted live in the semis. Wow. Durrun! This is why I followed you so long ago. I knew you were a good player, damn it.
You got to have some sympathy for Wenteros that he's not getting much of a rub of the green here, is he?
Yeah. So you should see the blitz on the thrower. Of course, going to come out with the blitzer, and he's got plenty of dice to take him down with. That's all that's necessary. Gonna keep him in bounds even. Good play there.
Now he's going to pick the ball up.
I don't think I'd do it, because I really want to foul that war dancer. Uh-oh. He did it.
I get why, because he's looking at, is the elf just going to dodge out, dodge in, put the ball up, throw it?
Now the war dancer can dodge away, and the catcher might be able to do an elf thing, and he might get scored on. I would have definitely fouled that war dancer.
Is there an Anarian move coming here where the
It
war
could
dancer
be.
dodges
It really
in
could
the
be.
end zone?
This is the opening right here. I mean, right there, and then he dodges away into the 5+5+, right? And
5+5+4+2+, throw it.
well, 3+5, 5+5+3+2+, throw it.
Never mind.
Sure, it was tough, but
So, last thing to do now is surf the war dancer, and you know you can't physically. The game is done because the tree's rooted, so you don't even have to pick the ball up. You just press end turn. This is actually officially done in turn 13.
it's
Never
absolutely
mind that, but
over.
Gimlick's going, sod that, I'm on a score. I'm on telly.
He's on the telly. We got so many people watching. I have to score it from Ma. Alright, GFI, why not? There we go. Ensure this big hit.
That's it.
Oh, and the
Yep.
crowd let one go. I think that was just a sympathy.
And that's it. Wenteros, GG. Well, Wood Elves. We are not going to have a Wood Elf in the semis at all.
Oh, they're now starting to throw things at the tree just to taunt it. No, that's not necessary, lads. Come on.
Durrun is probably going to surround the tree and set him on fire and... Wow.
They're all crying out for blood. Get the tree!
Come on, tree. Ladies and gents, if you're interested in what's going to happen next, we are going to be streaming the other quarterfinal straight after this one. So please stick around. You'll see another of the last of the 4 quarterfinals.
Can it be true?
Look at that. In turn. Now I wonder if that was automatic or did Wenteros have to do that? Because I know that when you have nobody left on the pitch, it just does it for you.
He couldn't do anything, but would it recognise that a rooted tree can't move and? Interesting.
I bet not, because the tree potentially could block, and I bet they haven't coded it in such a way that if the tree can't block, it's the last action. Because it's quite a specific set of circumstances that they probably haven't bothered to code in.
Here comes the
It
foul.
is the inevitable foul. Gather round, everyone.
gather round. Who's it going to be that's going to do it? Is it going to be Calcium?
It surely has to be. He's got to get his own back.
I'm not sure why he's moving the blitzers because it's not like you can add any more assists.
Calcium could get sent off, hypothetically, so he could have another go next turn.
Oh yeah, that's true. Nice. Oh, it does get sent off. Calcium. You had one job, man. Lay the boot in and get away with it. Nicely done here. More armor breaks.
An immovable object proving good for his name. Not going anywhere.
Wow. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. Orcs versus Wood Elves. Hey, look, I was the only announcer that was that predicted Durrun to win. Hey.
No. Well, I didn't.
Didn't I? To start of, I can't remember what I said. I said I was supporting Durrun. You know, Orcs versus Elves.
You were supporting it, but you didn't say that he was going to win.
Okay, Rex.
I believed.
When it depends.
I definitely believed. Of course, the biggest difference maker in the match. 6 KOs, 2 injuries, being inflicted with a kill on just 23 blocks. So, I mean, wow. 23 blocks, 19 armor breaks. When he did get hit, they felt like sticks.
Stick around, folks. We've got the other the last quarterfinal, I should say, coming up right now.
So hang on. Sorry. The Orcs threw 23 blocks. They broke armor 19 times.
Yeah.
Great.
And they got 9 removals. Jesus Christ.
Cracking.
That was definitely not the way that the Wood Elves had envisioned the game going.
Okay, so look. First of all, looking at the Orc dice.
Oh, you've got the fouls as well, and you also the crowd.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, to be fair, that's probably a good point. Actually, there's a lot of fouls, which skew the odds slightly. So fairly even 7-10. So 17 versus 20. It's slightly, you could say they've been a little unlucky, but broadly, certainly within acceptable tolerance there for block dice. But they did get a lot of best result, which was knockdown luck. If we're checking through this, they knocked over something almost every single time they hit it.
Yeah. Some pretty damn good dice, if I have to say. If you were playing the Orc team versus the Wood Elf team, that's how you like your dice.
Yeah, and then whereas if you look at it around the other way around, so the Elf results. There's push there. There's push. So there's 4 pushes on that page. They actually use a reroll there. They actually use a reroll there. Not necessarily the best result there. They did get a lot of knockdowns there.
Question on everyone's lips, Andy, is what 2 races have we got up next? And who are the coaches?
It is the Necromantic team taking on the Lizard team.
It is, yes. So it's VG. Sorry, it's RTSD versus Guinness.
Guinness being the 2016 World Cup winner, back again.
Reigning world champion, one could say.
Indeed, and I actually had said this before to the sponsors, and I said, hey, why don't we just give Guinness a ticket to defend his title? And they said, no, he's gonna have to earn it like everyone else, and he's come back and absolutely has earned his way back.
And Belinsky, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the program. Well, we got Britney Spears on to do the halftime show.
What are we going to do with you all for the next half an hour or so? Unless they're ready to go live now. RTSD, you don't suppose you're in conversation with Guinness and you want to start a little bit earlier, do you?
Awesome. So hopefully we don't have Britney Spears available. He is the reigning champion, Mordecai, because there haven't been a World Cup since 2016. It's like the football, except not exactly, because it's every 2 years.
Well, we didn't know when the next one. They said that they were going to have another one, but we just didn't know when.
Oh man, I've managed to find a little bit of Britney.
Which bit?
Oh, that was very good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, enough of that. Yeah, all right.
No.
You've had your fun, knock it off. And you're not putting your One Direction CD on either. Forget that.
Oh dear. Sometimes when the streamer gets the troll chat. Oh, that was quite enjoyable. You've asked him but no response. Oh.
Guinness, man, where are you?
Yeah. So am I sticking around, or you guys?
Yeah. Oh no.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah, please stay for the other one. I have just asked Silsey, who's the coach who won the other quarterfinal, if he'd like to come and pop by. We might, therefore, if he does, require either one of AstroTour or someone else. My mind's gone blank. As a possible semi-translator, because Silsey's very. He says he's very French. As his English is. I was thinking how you could be very French. Yeah. His English isn't. He says his English might not be good enough, so he might need some help translating some things. Tyranno, that's you. Yes.
I just clicked that link and go, what's that? That's possibly going to be Andy's new favourite.
I guess we could interview
artist.
Durrun, couldn't we? Get Durrun in here.
Yeah, we can get Durrun in if he's available.
Fancies it?
Should be, right? I mean, just finished playing.
Unsub for real. Shush now.
Well,
he's in the Discord. I don't know if Durran's set up for mics and all that style of thing.
Just a quick shout out there. So semifinals are being done live on August 14th, Tuesday, and it will be 1600 CEST to 2000 CEST. So watch out for that, guys.
What's that in UTC?
I'm sorry?
What's that in UTC?
I don't know. I think it's the same, right?
Oh, CEST being French time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think that's Central European time, right?
Oh, it's the same thing. Yeah.
No, what have you linked?
1400 to 1800 UTC semifinals live, and it'll be myself and the Sage. Unfortunately, none of these other wonderful guys here in the channel.
That's very good, Cadell. That's very good.
When is it? What am I doing? When? What?
Tuesday and Thursday. You're at work. Don't worry, Flower. You're at work.
You don't call me Flower. Sarah's Flower. Or Ting.
Could get some time off, though. That'd be nice.
It's just weird.
Durrun didn't accept the invite? Or what's going on?
Apparently he's streaming himself, so he's a bit busy going, woo!
On the high of winning. Well, that's why we want him in here. We want him still on the high of winning. Come on.
Is he ever in Discord? I don't have a Discord channel for Durrun.
He should be
We could play some more Brittany. Would you all like some more Brittany?
Or we could look at the teams.
Yeah, we
We could
look
do
at the-
both.
No, leave the Brittany.
Jump on.
All right, let's look at RTSD first. So RTSD was actually my favourite race team name. There we go. Up on screen. Zunk, talk us through it.
Can't see it yet. RTSD's the Kobayashi Maru. We've got my favourite player on the team, James the Werewolf. Mighty Blow piling on, can't argue with that. That's going to be his Saurus Slayer. Spock, of course, going after the Skinks, along with his buddy there with tackle and block on the Wolf. Both Golems with block, one with guard, and Sulu the White with guard. Now, we were talking about this earlier, that because of fitting the positional choices into the format, Limited had to drop a white. I think I might have. Could you have taken the other white and dropped a ghoul?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was the other choice too. Yes.
I think I would have probably gone with the one ghoul and the second white if it was me, but what do I know? And then we got a bunch of zombies. So heavily relying here on, I think, the Mighty Blow piling on Wolf to do something to the Sauruses. That's the key for me.
Yep. And let's find Guinness's team. Over here. There we go. There's Guinness's team.
You're still doing this?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I found it. I was just waiting for one of you guys to talk.
Oh, I was waiting for Zunk to talk.
Is Zunk going to talk? Zunk, talk us through Lizard Team that you know lots about.
You did the last one.
I just clicked that link that Canoa's put in, and it's like a
distracted.
Swedish Europop version of Baby Metal. I can't unsee that. So I think I might. No, I'm going to watch the rest of that video.
Okay.
Okay. So there we go.
VGP, would you like to talk us through this?
Sure. So we got the crack score here with the block and guard, and then the guard with the block here, and the wager of Wars and Stars tackle, and the block for the other stars, and the block for the other stars on number 7. And then, of course, the Forest Kings, the normal build up here for the Lizard team. 3 team rerolls with the Apothecary and 1 fan factor.
Yeah, so he's got 1 fun factor, whereas RTSD had got none. 11 players in the Apothecary, I like that, because your best players are your top 7. So you've got an Apothecary, so one of them gets injured, you bring it back. Skink goes down, yeah, whatever. You just keep playing.
Pretty much. And that's kind of what's been going on here. Armor 9's been holding up pretty good, and if it didn't, then the Apothecary has been saving the stars. So hopefully the Necromantic team, or I mean, if you're Guinness, hopefully that Necromantic team of the Werewolf with the piling on and Claw and the Mighty Blow won't break armor too often, and keep your stars in the game, and you'll be able to win it fairly easily. But that is actually going to be the thing, isn't it? Right? So if the Claw and Mighty Blow and the piling on works out well for RTSD, then we may see another match just like we did earlier with the Orc and the Wood Elf team, where Lizards won't really be able to do as much.
Yeah, Yeah, I think the Club Hom's going to probably do work here because it's 2 guard versus 2 guard. If RTSD can position his guard in such a way that he can get some claw hits in, then it'll work. I also think we might see RTSD actually not hit initially with the most dangerous wolf because the other one's got block. And if you can just stun a Saurus with the non-dangerous wolf, then it makes it a lot easier to then blitz over something else. So that's something to consider.
Yes, indeed. And of course, some people here in chat, they said that, I don't know if I'd put the guard on the croc score, but I think that's a normal thing, actually. And you put guard in the croc score, the croc score will be placed in 2 or 3 tackle zones normally, and with the guard being activated, then it'll be good. I mean, of course, if the bonehead happens, then yeah, it kind of sucks, but of course, you can't think like that, right?
Yeah, you've got to play for it. It's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a fun game.
Oh. Helicopter.
What was that?
It's it, man. It's the new banter, like Darkrai. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the show. It was this. Hang on.
Yep. So definitely before the match here. So Lizard Man team though, if the werewolf doesn't activate with the mighty blow piling on the claw and all that great stuff, then the Lizard team should have an easier time at winning the game, and therefore is slightly favored to win the match. I wouldn't say slightly; they are favored to win the match. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. Having me managed to completely unpredict every single result so far, I'm not sure I'm actually going to lob a result out for you two because I don't want to curse someone. Or should I just do it anyway and just give you one?
You might as well. I mean, what's it gonna hurt, right?
And here he is. Congratulations on behalf of the entire Orcish Nation. Well done, sir.
Oh, I should mute my channel. There we go. What's
Durrun.
up, boys?
Have we ever spoken like this before? I don't even.
I don't think so, dude.
I've always been on
Doesn't feel
chat.
like it anyway.
Yeah, I know, right?
Always on chat. Yeah, always in the chat box. Never in my life.
Durrun,
PGP.
you know
Except
what?
today when you smashed that War Dancer in the face. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, man, no problem. That's what I do, man. I'll smash war dancers in the face. So as I've said in the chat, or actually right here during the game, I said, look, I followed Durrun a long time ago before you had even made it to the World Cup, and I was like, you know what? He's a pretty damn good player when he's not handicapping himself. What do you have to say?
I just said that on my own stream too, dude. I just said that on my own stream.
Textbook beach clearing of an elf team there by the Orcs. Really
I tried.
marvelous.
I went for the turn 16 foul, but that damn tree wouldn't go. So
I'm disappointed the tree didn't go in the end. It would have been lovely to see it just fall over and die.
Well, it got a lot of dents in it though, hasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I think it's actually become 3 trees because I think you'd taken an axe to it and chopped it up. It was just firewood at the end, wasn't it?
I tried. You know, I literally just took the last sip of my coffee too. That never happens. Like that has to be the fastest game in the World Cup, hasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty
I think
quick.
so.
Well, nobody had to wait for the last 4 rounds. You just end turn and then it was done.
Wenteros couldn't really do anything else. We commentated that it could have been more aggressive in the first half, but played quite conservatively with a small C.
He did have a couple opportunities. He could have tried to one die the ball or red dice it or something, but he passed them up.
Yeah, he absolutely passed them all up too, and it just I think he was playing a bit too passively, and the game ended up in the way that he didn't want, which was getting a lot of removals and just facing a pitch clear, and there was nothing that he could have done to avoid it. But he tried to do it in the first half, and I think it just ended up biting him.
The Rehypnol fumes pumped into the elves' recovery room to keep them KO'd for the second half. That worked a treat, mate. I like that one.
No, the easiest game in my life would be a concede, but that was my easiest World Cup game for sure. But let's not kid ourselves. He got fucked by those KOs, right? 1 of 8.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
He's just screwed. He almost had no shot.
We did like the way that he tried the 1-turn attempt. All 3 of us didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I was quite impressed.
So I've a lot of respect for him for that. That was a really well worked move.
Absolutely.
One of my favourite things of the match, actually, I think, because it was really good.
I like the dead elf.
Yeah, somebody in somebody in my chat said not enough elf genocide. I hit him, killed him. I was like, there you go, that's for you.
Huh.
Literally on cue.
I have got a question for you though. If you remember the first turn, the you were receiving, and you'd split your line of scrimmage. So there was 2 elves and the tree in the middle, and you'd not marked up the tree. Was that deliberate, or was that well? What caused that?
I don't like basing the tree off the line to start, just because I don't like giving away free blocks to the tree. It's his only mighty blow piece. But what I did wrong was, and I realized it afterwards, I moved the black orc. He was there to block the hole, and I moved him afterwards. I should have left him.
Well, not only that though, if he would have got a blitz on the kickoff, that's a huge hole down the middle that you can absolutely
Yeah, but
take
he has to
advantage of.
he would have had the GFI to hit the black orc.
Yeah, well,
Oh, you just move the tree and then you can dodge through the diagonal. If you go back and look at the replay, there was it was a player and then an empty diagonal and then another player, so you can dodge through on a 2+.
Yeah.
It was there.
And if I was playing in any elf team, I would absolutely have done it on a blitz.
Yeah. So you could just walk the tree out of the way and then 2 elves can run through, or a lot of elves could.
A lot of elves would have flooded through.
Yeah.
Well, they did anyway, so.
They did, and it actually almost worked out for him. Except I think Andy had put an analysis down that it was a little bit too passive on his screen off against your cage and your line of scrimmage, so you were able to just barely squeak away. And of course, his passive play, he didn't play aggressively afterwards, and he just kind of backed off.
Yeah, VGP, you almost failed to dodge again. Come on, buddy. What's the matter? Can't you dodge?
What's Blood Bowl without a little butt clenching, right? Come on.
I mean, if I fail that dodge, I think it's over, right?
Yeah, you feel that dodge is over. I'm not sure why you did that. We were examining the blitz on the War Dancer, and then you moving around. And
Because it's a War Dancer.
well, I mean,
Catcher, you went and blitzed, I think.
Yes, yeah, you
Guard
went
The
blitz
catcher, yeah, the guard catcher is the one I blitzed to make room for the cage. Yeah.
Yeah, which actually worked out because you got the KO. But I mean, what if it was the War Dancer, right? Would have been such a different game.
Well, there was one point I was thinking about hitting the War Dancer after I moved my cage back to the middle, and then I just gave up on it and hit the catcher instead because I thought it was too risky. I feel like the ball would have been too exposed. I think. So.
No game here yet from Guinness. So then, was there any point, that you thought, oh gosh, I'm gonna, was there any point before the second half that you thought, oh god, I think I'm not gonna be able to make this touchdown?
Turn 5 and 6 were tricky, but I knew he was going to get the one. I kind of had to give up the one die, I think, when I stuck the thrower between the 2 black orcs. But by then, most of his team was down and out of position, so I just kind of figured, okay, if it happens, I still had scoring threats. I still had a blitzer. Still had options. Like I would have liked to have a guard black orc, but I was doing other stupid shit with him probably. So.
I just feel like more aggression coming out from the Wood Elf team would have been a little bit more paid off. And I mean, he had a whole bunch of times where he had something that he could have just maybe pulled off. Yeah, it was a bit of a lower percentage play, but I guess when you're this high and you want to make it to the semifinals, you don't want to just put it all on a lower percentage play.
Well, that's all I tried to do before I got my cage under control in the first few turns. Was just I tried to pay attention to where my guard was. I tried to figure out where the leaps come in, and I just tried to make them all red dice. So if he did go for it, it would not be favorable.
Well done with that. I mean, before the World Cup began, right? I mean, I think you have answered this before, but it's just like I said that you had kind of asked me a little bit about the race picks, and I was like, hey, look, I can't tell you who to pick, but I mean, just pick what you know best. And was there any other thing that you were going to play besides the Orc team?
It was orcs or dwarves, and then sort of I was also contemplating undead and necro, but they were kind of more off to the side. It was probably always going to be orcs and dwarves, and at the end of the day, I looked at my record over time, and I'm just better with orcs. I said, fuck it, just take orcs.
Well, you know what? That little decision right there. You're in the semifinals. You gotta be feeling pretty good, right? I mean, you're guaranteed now at least $1,000, right? Wow.
Orcs are tier 1. So yeah, they're definitely one of the many tier 1 teams that got penalized, Dr. Nick, early, but now as we see later, they're much better now.
Yes.
So looking ahead there, I mean, you're going to be playing against the human team. So any thoughts on Ornan's Rebel Rampage?
I'm not sure. Do you want to pull it up, Andy? I've got your stream
Yeah,
up.
sure.
I'm actually.
Yeah, sure. Just got to remember where he is on here. There he is. Got him.
Oh, Andy, knock the music off, mate.
What? It's tiny. Oh, okay. There you go. There's it. There it is.
Oh, this is the guy with the Palmer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is also the guy with only 2 rerolls. Okay.
It is.
Yeah, this is the interesting human team, isn't it? It's the one that kind of broke the mold from all the other ones.
Yep. So I'm not. We won't ask you what your skill pick's going to be, but just looking at this. So he's got 4 guard, mighty blow piling on, which he'll either massively misfire, or it'll be great. He's got 2 tackle, which you don't care about, of course.
No.
What do you think to this team?
I don't know. Deep bench too. Yeah. I don't know. He's kind of built okay to take on orcs, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, the mighty blow pylon's great against orcs.
Yeah. If it
he's willing
worked.
to throw it.
If it works. Yeah. And he does have
Well, no,
the
he's got
ogre.
Yeah, but the ogre, like most big men, they've all been liabilities at some point, right? At least that's my takeaway from the World Cup. Every game I've seen with the big guy's been pretty terrible at some point on some crucial play.
Well, I think for the human team, it's almost you almost have.
Well,
to
I'm not saying you shouldn't take him with humans. You probably should every time, but
Yeah.
still, it's still a big guy, right?
Well, I have to say that, I mean, just looking at the guard and on your team and looking at the guard right now, and this is just currently, I don't know what your skills are going to be, but it's just, to me, I feel like it's humans versus orcs, and now it's getting to the point where the tier 1 teams are going to start looking a lot better than the tier 2 teams. And we've always kind of said this before, where the tier 1 teams just, they look very lacking in the beginning because of the only 4 skills, but now we're talking, what is it, 9 skills versus 7 skills now, right? So, I mean, just that is the difference. And do you really want to be playing humans against a tier 1 team where you are just going to be having a couple of extra skills and that's it? So I think I like your team a little bit more, the orc team.
What's the other matchup today? Guinness is playing Necro?
Yes, Guinness
Yeah.
is playing Necro.
Okay, so this is the last human team. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so if you then made it through, which Ornan's also got to potentially think about, so it'll be the final is either undead, necro, or lizard. And no. If Ornan made it through, and if Durrun made it through, the final is one of these two, and he knows. You're not only picking your skill for this round. I think you've got to consider, or maybe you consider where you put your skill. So if you made it through to the final, you don't put your skill in the wrong place. So, for example, Ornan probably looks at that mighty blow blitzer and says, "Oh, God, thanks ever so much," because that's probably the instant. Just that's what you're telling, because I'm playing against orcs. But if you're playing against undead, necro, and lizards in the next round, you might want that tackle to have mighty blow attached to it, because you've then got a tackle mighty blow player for something that's armor 7 with dodge.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, and I don't know whether you're in a normal or a double here, but then it might be that you put guard on the catcher. So it's a normal. So in that
They're
case,
both normals, yeah. The
Yeah,
last
both.
two.
Oh, right. Okay, so in that case, it is very likely that we're going to see guard on the blitzer, I think, from Ornan, unless he goes block on the catcher just to shore that player up a little bit, with half an eye on the final, and then putting mighty blow on the blitzer. I think that's how he'll play it. And if you take the other way round and look at the orcs, where are you? What page are you on?
Should be front and center on page 1. Best orc in the world.
Yeah, there you are. Right, and so please don't comment, because I know you're not going to want to give away what your skill pick is. But for you, so you've got a normal skill to come. You might go just put another guard Black Hawk out there because guard is great, and you're playing with a strength advantage. You might want to maximize that strength advantage, or and so you might put guard on the Blitzer, or you might choose to put guard on a Black Hawk or block on a Black Hawk. But I think you might have half an idea of what's going on in the final, just so you can maximize that, because maybe you're going to put Mighty Blow on the Blitzer number 4, knowing that next round I'll put Tackle on it, or Piling on it, or I don't know. I'm just saying, you want to consider, it's not just what skill you put on this round, you've got to consider what might come to you next round.
I imagine Feint, they're going to be like 24 hours from now-ish, right? Probably only get the next day to pick our skills.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you have to get them in there pretty quickly.
Midnight Paris time Monday, probably, be my guess.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing with what I've been saying. And everybody's been pretty good about giving the skills pretty quickly. The only thing is that since it's not all going to me, some people whisper one of the other admins, and so I don't get it right away, and that kind of causes the delay, because I'm not on all the time, and the other admins are, and vice versa. Right,
yeah, my build's been pretty ho-hum though. Like, not much, almost every skill's been picked for me. Like, I always knew I was taking block on the thrower if I ran into elves, and that's when I took it. And until then, I was just loading up on guard.
So VGP requests pass block. Just saying.
against the humans, it might be all right. But I don't play the throw around defense if I can. So.
Well, now that he's got block, right? I mean, he's viable, right? I mean, you can totally put him.
He's probably more, against the humans. He's probably more viable on defense.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see though. So the next game coming up is going to be Lizard versus Necro. Well, Durrun, since you're in here, who do you think you'd like to win that match?
I'm not exactly sure. Guinness has just got your standard Lizard team, right? He's got 11 with a Napo and 3 reroll, right?
Yep.
The Necro team's evolved and different now, so I have no idea what the Necro team is. Other than is it the Palmer Necro?
Yeah,
it is.
The Kabam, yeah.
Well, I definitely wouldn't want to see Claw Palm in the final. I know that. But I might want it to win this game, and then have the Undead take them out.
Indeed.
Is it Undead's the other team, right?
Yes, it is. So yes. They did make it to the semis.
There you go. There's the Necro team just flashed up on the screen for you all.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I might have an easier time against that. Other than the Claw Bomb, obviously, triggers. But...
Well, I'm sure that's what the Lizard team's saying too. Like, oh, that's not so bad, except for that one guy.
He's only got 1 white. Yeah. Got 2 goals instead of 2 whites. Well, you got to think he's going to take block on the Ghoul, right? Either this game, next game, or the final, right? Because he's going to play against Tackle, right? So if you're taking sure hands on the Ghoul, you got to add block, otherwise, because he can't be for Wood Elves. He's not going to play in there. They're all dead now. Congratulations, everyone! I killed cancer.
I think the last 2 skills on this team are going to be Guard on the other Flesh Golem, and then it's a choice between Tackle or Mighty Blow on the white, or Block on the Sure Hand School. But I'm almost certain that the next round you'll see Guard on the other Flesh Golem.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's the thing about Necros, right? I mean, it's like they want a bash, but they're always short on trying to get the bash off, and so the guards will help with that. It's kind of like going with just 1 white. It's like, ooh, need that extra white, so Necromantic team has to have some choices here.
Yeah, and he went Block Tackle. I actually like the Wrestle Wolves that I saw. A couple Wrestle Wolves. They make good ball strippers if they were Wrestle Tackle. But...
yeah, but I actually didn't, and I think that's kind of why we don't see them at this far in the stage. I like them having the Mighty Blow and the Tackle and the Block instead of the Wrestle there.
Oh, sorry about that, everyone.
I mean, it's
Take
really
root in
because
the
I
first
want my
half.
claw to activate, and so of course I take the block.
I'm always happy when the tree takes root. It lets me know how much of the field I have to work with.
Yeah, that game pretty much went all you. So I mean,
No,
quarterfinal
not the
match.
first half. The second half, yeah, the second half was all me. But the first half, there was definitely a game going on.
Mhm.
Like I said, the KO rolls fucked him. He didn't really get much of a chance.
Yeah.
He did pretty much the only thing he could in the second half, and then he got stuck. So,
So I think they're going to start in 15 more minutes. I think that's the wait here.
Yeah, sadly.
RTSD is in the chat channel. So RTSD, what are you feeling about this game? Come on, why don't you give us a little bit of a small interview yourself here. Do you agree with all the analysts here on the panel? Like the lizards are going to outbash you, but the necro's gonna have to rely on the damage. What do you say to that?
Back. What do we do now?
Waiting for the game to start. As Guinness is not around.
that was awfully convenient, Andy. You got guard, then mighty blow, then pylon, and then naturally claw came up next, of course.
Yeah.
Worked out pretty well.
Yeah, we'd have two claw palm. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of an idiot and one died because I apothecaried a badly hurt on one of the other chorfs earlier in the game, which is a shame. Oh, the book of facts. Would you all like some facts? Oh, hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to feed my cat.
Guinness says he will not be starting early, so we have got about 15 minutes of downtime. We'll have to amuse ourselves with 15 minutes of this bad boy. Oh yeah.
The book of facts. Andy, I think you muted yourself, huh? Okay.
Oh no, here we go. Right, so this is one for everyone, as we're all middle-aged, I imagine, in this show. Half of your friends have been replaced every 7 years. I assume the book means you, as in you don't talk to them more, and you replace them with other people rather than copies of other people, because that'd be a bit weird, wouldn't it? Oh my god. I'm afraid we could never do this. The largest ever game of musical chairs had 8,238 participants. Right, we've only got 200 in the show. We'd never be able to do that, would we? Never.
I played musical chairs. I don't find that game very fun.
Well, they'd have to listen to my entire playlist if they're going to get through that, wouldn't they?
Oh boy.
My TV's not muted. I'm going to go, but thanks everybody, and we'll see you Tuesday, I guess.
Hey, congratulations again.
Yeah, congrats, Durrun.
Orc power.
Well played. Well done.
Wag!
Oh dear. Ancient China one for you. Here we go. Paper money in ancient China bore the inscription, "All counterfeiters will be decapitated."
Wow.
There we go. Yep. Yeah, of course. They, of course, had to copy that onto their own writing, on their own paper money. All right.
I've got a better fact.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love this one. Eunuchs live 15 years longer than the average man. So if there's ever a case for chopping your own balls off, this would be that. If you want to live another 15 years, just do that.
Ah. Huh?
Yeah, I know.
What is it? You know what? That's actually a bit of a fact, right? I mean, women tend to live longer than men, right? So what is it that?
To do with sex, yeah.
I mean, what is that? Is it because they just don't get into much physical activities or something. I don't know.
Physics balls have ended 15 years.
The balls and
Yeah. Here's two facts that actually they go against one another. So here in Britain, 1 in 10 Britons describe themselves as very good lovers. However, a third of all married Britons describe sex as a chore. I can confirm, of course, I'm not married. Sorry, the missus laughed at that one. She liked that one.